Hey everyone, my name is Wes, and welcome back to Terror Talk, where I discuss creepy clips online. Just to set up clear expectations, this is a commentary channel on scary stories and weird stuff. So, if commentaries are a thing, you're in the right place. The original horror music at the end of my videos was composed by me. Now, let's get into it and have some fun.
Deja vu is that weird, fleeting feeling that you've lived through a moment before. We've all experienced it. Most people brush it off as a brain glitch or a coincidence, but sometimes it feels wrong, like reality is repeating itself in ways it shouldn't. These are four allegedly true stories of deja vu that didn't fade away, but rather they spiraled into something terrifying.
Have you ever had a really scary deja vu experience? Let me know in the comments below. Sorry I haven't posted in a week or so. I actually lost my voice due to a really bad allergy attack. There was a pretty bad storm here in Arizona that happened last week, and I completely lost my voice for a few days, but I'm back at it and ready to have some fun with these commentary videos again. So, let me know in the comments below if you have ever had a scary deja vu experience. I know I have had deja vu on a number of occasions, and it's really weird, honestly, because it's like, you think that the deja vu is so strange that it you think you can predict what's coming next, but I obviously have never had it happen where I have been able to predict what happens next. I think they call that clairvoyance deja vu. But yeah, let me know in the comments below if you have any really scary experiences regarding that.
I don't usually talk about this with people because of how insane it sounds, but something happened to me back in 2017 that made me question not just my sanity, but the structure of reality itself. I was living in a pretty dingy apartment complex in central New Jersey, a three-story brick building that probably hadn't been renovated since the late 80s. The kind of place where the hallway lights buzzed faintly and every door had chipped paint and mismatched locks. I lived there with my roommate Nick, who worked security night shifts for a warehouse just outside of town. Most nights I had the place to myself. It was a Thursday night in early February when I came home a little later than usual. I remember walking up the stairs and getting hit with a smell I hadn't smelled in years: burned rubber mixed with some kind of citrus cleaner. That smell triggered something in me, this strange and sudden memory that felt like it belonged to someone else. As I walked down the hallway, the feeling of deja vu hit me like a sledgehammer. Not just a flash of familiarity, but an overwhelming sensation that I had lived this exact moment before, in precise, granular detail. I stopped about 5 feet from my door and froze. I knew what was going to happen next. The light above me would flicker twice. A woman from downstairs would yell something muffled and then laugh. Then, at the far end of the hallway, something heavy would fall, a dull, metallic thud, and it happened in that exact order, exactly as I knew it would. I remember standing there, not even scared yet, just confused. I thought maybe I had dreamed it, but then it happened again the next night. This time I was watching TV, eating leftover Chinese food, and suddenly I knew the scene that was going to play before it happened. The lines of dialogue, the background noise, even the timing of a phone buzz from my nightstand. Over the next 5 days, these moments became more frequent. I began writing them down, testing myself, and every time I was correct. I knew things I couldn't have known, like the exact time Nick would text me, or the moment a neighbor's dog would start barking. But they weren't memories. They were reminders of something I hadn't lived yet.
Yeah, it's one thing if you have deja vu once, but when you keep having it over and over again like this, that would be pretty terrifying, wouldn't it? I mean, maybe not necessarily terrifying, but really intriguing. Because it would be spooky, I'm not gonna lie, but terrifying is a bit strong of a word. But yeah, definitely spooky, like really spooky, right? Because, yeah, I mean, just imagine having this happen to you again and again. Kind of like Groundhog Day, you know? That is a really, really good movie. Off topic, but if you haven't watched it with Bill Murray, that's one of my favorites. But yeah, I mean, pretty crazy that this keeps happening again and again.
That's when the dream started. I I dreamed I was lying in bed and the door opened. Nick walked in pale and dripping sweat and said, "There's someone in the building." His voice sounded wrong, like too flat, like it was being played from a recording. I asked who, and he just stared at me. That dream played every night, but the final night, it wasn't a dream. At 3:12 a.m., my door opened, and Nick was standing there, saying the exact same words. I followed him into the hallway with a bat in hand. He pointed toward the stairwell. There was no one, but something felt off. The shadows didn't move the way they should. We called the police. Nothing. I told Nick about the dreams, and he just stared at me and said, "I've been having them too." Neither of us said anything else. The deja vu ended that night, but ever since then, I sometimes catch the flicker of something. A memory, a sense, a noise, and I wonder if I'm about to remember something before it happens again. Because if that door opens again and I hear those words, I don't know if I'll be able to follow this time. I've started to question if what we think of as a memory is really just our brain accessing timelines stacked atop one another, like layers of old wallpaper, each layer faintly bleeding into the next. Sometimes I think the hallway itself is some kind of weak point, a seam between two versions of reality. I moved out 6 months after that night, and I've driven past that building more than once. And each time, I swear, I feel a tug, like my body wants to stop and go in. Part of me still believes there's something waiting at the end of that hallway. Not a person or a ghost, just a decision I haven't made in this version of my life. And every time I think about it, I feel like I'm closer to making it.
Yeah, pretty weird, right? It almost makes you think, like, okay, is this reality even a reality at all? And I definitely do believe that different realities can sometimes mesh together. Like, different dimensions can mesh together, and then it kind of gets confused with the reality of our own reality. But since we only have one consciousness, like one perception, it obviously makes sense that we can only perceive one reality at a time. But what if there was a way to tap into unlimited realities like that? Like, wouldn't that be crazy cool? To be able to, like, cast your dimension or your, like, vision or whatever you want to call it into multiple different realities. That would be pretty wild, wouldn't it? But yeah, let me know in the comments below if you have any weird stories related to this or like this. Like, I've never experienced anything like this before. Like I said, I've experienced deja vu in the past, and it felt like I was going to be able to predict the future, but it didn't quite hit me that hard. So, yeah, let me know if you have anything cool to share like that. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed my commentary and the music, and I will see you in the next video.